Nanyue Hengshan, appreciating the scenery and cuisine of famous Taoist mountains. Mount Heng, also known as Nanyue, is one of the 5 sacred mountains in China, and a sacred site for the Cuisine sect of Taoism. It boasts rich natural and cultural landscapes. The Nanyue Hengshan scenic area is divided into 4 major sections: Nanyue Temple, Jurong Peak, Shifeng, and Fanning Valley. Each section has its own unique charm and characteristics. The Nanyue Temple. The Nanyue Temple is a landmark building of Mount Heng in Nanyue, and also the largest and most complete palace-style temple in China, known as the Crown of the 5 Sacred Mountains. The Nanyue Temple is divided into 9 courtyards and 4 levels of courtyards, including the main hall, sleeping quarters, imperial secretariat, and Panlong Pavilion. Surrounded by red walls and towering corner towers, Shoujian Mountain Spring flows around the walls, resembling the style of the Forbidden City in Beijing. The Nanyue Temple coexists with Buddhism and Taoism, with 8 Taoist temples on the east side and 8 Buddhist temples on the west side, making it a unique temple in China. The Nanyue Temple is a temple where Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism coexist. The 8 Taoist temples, 8 Buddhist monasteries, and the Imperial Library represent the nature of the unity of the 3 religions. The ticket to Nanyue Temple is 60 yuan, and the tour time is about 1 hour. Zhurongfeng. Jurong Peak is the main peak of Nanyue Hengshan, and the highest peak among the 5 sacred mountains, with an altitude of 1,300.2 meters. Zhurong is the god of fire in ancient mythology and legend. He once used Nanyue as a temple, and was buried at the highest peak after his death. Later generations named this peak Zhurong Peak. There is a Zhurong Hall on the top of the mountain, and a statue of the god of fire is carved. This palace was built in the Ming dynasty, and is made of granite, covered with iron bricks. It stands on a huge stone. The scenery around Zhurong Peak is very spectacular, offering a panoramic view of the 72 peaks of Mount Heng in the south, as well as the beautiful scenery of the Xiangjiang River Basin and Dongting Lake Plain. Climbing Zhurong Peak, you can also enjoy wonders such as sunrise, sea of clouds, and Buddha's light. The ticket for Zhurong Peak is 120 yuan, including round-trip cableway, and the tour time is about 2 hours. Shifeng. Shifeng is the second highest peak of Mount Heng in Nanyue, with an elevation of 1296 meters. Shifeng is famous for its numerous temples, and is a holy place for Buddhist believers to worship. There are more than 10 Buddhist temples and Taoist temples on Shifeng, including Wulong Temple, Lingying Temple, Lingquan Temple, Lingying Temple, etc. Among them, the most famous are Wulong Temple and Lingying Temple. Wulong Temple is one of the oldest Buddhist temples in Mount Heng, Nanyue. It was founded in the Tang dynasty, and is said to have been inscribed with a plaque by Emperor Taizong Li Shimin himself, who bestowed 5 golden dragons as protectors. Lingying Temple is one of the largest Buddhist temples in Hengshan Mountain, which was built in the Song dynasty. It is the Buddhist center of Hengshan Mountain. There are the Sakyamuni Hall, Avalokitesvara Hall, Dizong Hall, and other buildings in the temple. There is also a 33-meter high bronze Maitreya Buddha statue, which is the highest Maitreya Buddha statue in Asia. The ticket to Shifeng is 60 yuan, including round-trip cableway, and the tour time is about 2 hours. Fanning Valley. Fanning Valley is a scenic hiking trail on Mount Heng in Nanyue, with a total length of about 10 kilometers. Along the way, there are attractions such as Fanning Temple, Huayan Lake, Shermu Lake, and Chuanyan Poetry Forest. Fanning Valley is mainly characterized by water features including streams, waterfalls, lakes, springs, etc. The water is clear and the rocks are unique, and the scenery is picturesque. Fanning Valley is also the kingdom of plants in Nanyue Hengshan, with various rare trees, flowers, herbaceous plants, and wild mushrooms, making it a great place to enjoy natural scenery and experience ecotourism. The admission fee for Fanning Valley is 60 yuan, including round-trip tour bus, and the tour time is about 3 hours. Recommended cuisine. The cuisine of Nanyue Hengshan is mainly vegetarian. Nanyue vegetarian tofu, one of the traditional Buddhist fasting foods in Hengshan. There are a wide variety of vegetarian dishes in Nanyue, with a variety of ingredients, but tofu products are the main dish that is prepared at all times, and has a strong local flavor. There are mainly homemade bean curd, casserole bean curd balls, sandwich bean curd, cold mixed bean curd, flipped oily bean curd, oily bean curd with stuffing, spiced bean curd, etc. The techniques of frying, stewing, steaming, boiling, and frying are diverse, and the taste is sour, sweet, salty, hot, and fragrant, which makes the food memorable. Nanyue goose mushroom, a specialty seasoning of Nanyue. It is made by frying and soaking goose mushrooms, hence the name. There are many wild mushrooms in Nanyue, and the quality is best with wild geese mushrooms. Wild geese grow in March and August of the lunar calendar every year, during the migration of geese. The shape of the goose mushroom resembles the head of a pigeon or goose, hence the name goose mushroom. Goose mushrooms have a golden or dark brown color, thick and soft flesh, and a rich and enticing aroma. Goose mushrooms can be used to make soup, stir-fry dishes, or mix cold dishes, all of which can add a special flavor. Nanyue Hengshan tea, a specialty tea of Nanyue. Nanyue Hengshan tea is divided into 3 categories: green tea, black tea, and floral tea. The most famous ones are Hengshan Maojian in green tea, and Hengshan Hongya in black tea. Hengshan Maojian is one of the top 10 famous teas in China, with a delicate and straight appearance, a dark green and oily color, a clear and long-lasting aroma, and a sweet and mellow taste. Hengshan Hongya is one of the top 10 black teas in China, with a small and curly appearance, a shiny black color, a rich and fragrant aroma, and a fresh and sweet taste. Hengshan flower tea is a fragrant tea made by mixing various flowers and tea leaves, including chrysanthemum tea, jasmine tea, rose tea, etc., all of which have their own effects and flavors. Best travel season: Mount Heng in Nanyue is suitable for all seasons. In spring, flowers bloom like brocade. In summer, there is a cool summer retreat. In autumn, red leaves burn like fire, and in winter, there is picturesque snow scenery. However, if you want to enjoy the most beautiful scenery of Nanyue Hengshan, we recommend that you choose to go in April, May, or September, October. These 2 seasons are the flowering and red leaf periods of Nanyue Hengshan, and the scenery is the most spectacular.